Attention passionate New York Giants fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on New York Giants' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true New York Giants fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and New York Giants fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Giants and the entire NFC East. Rumors are swirling around a potential trade that might reshape the Giants' offense and give them that extra spark they've been looking for to push toward the postseason, and who knows, maybe even a Super Bowl run. And yes, it involves none other than Brian Thomas Jr., a rising star from the Jacksonville Jaguars. This isn't just some rumor. It's gaining serious traction from NFL insiders and sources close to the league, and it could very well be one of those moves that define the Giants' 2024 season. Now, let's break down what's happening behind the scenes. Reports from NFL.com suggest that the Giants are eyeing Brian Thomas Jr., a dynamic young wide receiver who's been turning heads with his impressive performance in Jacksonville. The trade talks are reportedly centered around the Jaguars acquiring second-round picks in 2026 and third-round picks in 2027, along with a $10 million cap adjustment for December 2025. It sounds like Jacksonville is looking for some salary cap flexibility and draft capital, but the real prize here is adding a player who could be a true game changer for Big Blue. What makes Brian Thomas Jr. so appealing, especially for the Giants? Well, he's a prototypical size and speed receiver, a matchup nightmare on deep routes, and he fits perfectly into the Giants' offensive scheme if they decide to make this move. His profile is impressive. Through 10 games in 2025, he's put up 35 receptions on 69 targets for 535 yards, averaging 15.3 yards per catch with a 53 5-yard average per game, and he's also found the end zone once. He's been a consistent threat, and his rookie-like production has NFL analysts buzzing. PFF grades him at an elite 85. 4 in receiving, and he excels in yards per route with a 2.8 average, all while making contested catches at a rate of 55%. That's exactly the kind of reliable, explosive playmaker the Giants need to complement their current WR core. And it's not just stats alone that make him so enticing. His style of play draws comparisons to prime A.J. Green, a big, physical receiver who can dominate in contested catch situations and stretch defenses vertically. His deep targets make up about 35% of his routes, and he's been a consistent vertical threat, which could open up the Giants' offense significantly. This would be a major upgrade for the team, especially considering the Giants' current need for a receiver who can take the top off a defense and create mismatches. Now, why would the Jaguars consider trading Thomas Jr.? Well, Jacksonville is sitting at 9-4, but has a tight salary cap situation, with $10 million in cap space already allocated for December 2025. They're looking to free up some funds to extend key players on their defensive line and to bolster their youth movement. The Jaguars' offense is averaging around 25.2 points per game, but they're also focusing on building around their franchise quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and are prioritizing the draft to strengthen their defense, which is allowing just 29 points per game. Trading away a talented young receiver like Thomas could be a strategic move to balance their roster and gain additional draft capital for future upgrades. From the Giants' perspective, this trade could be a massive step forward. Projecting the impact, analysts believe that Brian Thomas Jr. could add around 900 receiving yards next season, boosting the Giants' aerial attack by approximately 20% in EPA per target. His average of 15.3 yards per catch creates that vertical threat that defenses have to respect, which in turn opens up more opportunities for players like Neighbors, who averages around 12.5 yards per reception. Adding Thomas could also result in roughly 150 additional yards through the air in 2025, similar to what the Jaguars have seen with him so far. His ability to stretch the field would allow the Giants' offense to become more explosive, and that's exactly what they need to stay competitive in a tough NFC landscape. Statistically, his performance against man coverage is outstanding, with an 85.4 grade in PFF, and he's proven to be effective on deep routes, making him a mismatch for almost any defender. This would significantly elevate the Giants' offensive production, potentially pushing their scoring average from around 21.5 points per game to closer to 26. The added vertical threat would also help reduce turnovers and interceptions, as defenses would be forced to respect the deep ball more than they currently do. Let's talk about the broader implications. If this trade goes through, it could serve as the catalyst for a new chapter in Giants history. It signals a strategic shift, an aggressive move to acquire a young, under-25 receiver who can be a cornerstone for years to come. It could also serve as a statement to the rest of the NFC East that the Giants are serious about competing at the highest level. With the division currently dominated by the Cowboys and Eagles, the Giants are looking to punch back and secure their spot in the playoffs with a more balanced and dangerous offense. Now, looking at the odds, the Giants' Super Bowl chances could see a significant boost. Currently, their odds were around plus 15-0, but with the addition of a player like Thomas Jr. Some betting experts believe those odds could improve to plus 6-0 or better. That's a huge jump, and it reflects the confidence that this move could propel the Giants into serious contention. His ability to make big plays in clutch moments, especially in close games, increases the Giants' chances of winning tight matchups and making a deep playoff run. His deep ball ability, combined with his size and speed, makes him one of the most exciting young receivers in the league right now, and he could be the X factor the Giants need to turn close games into wins. And of course, the fans are going to love this. A trade like this would energize the fan base, giving them hope that the Giants are serious contenders, not just trying to build for the future, but also ready to compete right now. Imagine the fireworks, seeing Brian Thomas Jr. lining up in the slot or on the outside, stretching defenses and making those jaw-dropping catches in critical moments. That kind of excitement has been missing from the Giants' offense, and adding a player of his caliber could spark a renaissance for Big Blue. Of course, there's still plenty of questions. Will the Giants pull the trigger? Will Jacksonville agree to part ways with such a promising young talent? The NFL trade deadline is always unpredictable, but if this move happens, it could be the start of something big. It would also send a clear message that the Giants are not content with mediocrity. They're all in on winning now with an eye on the future. Brian Thomas Jr. to be the piece that finally puts the Giants over the edge and helps them start climbing back to NFC prominence. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest New York Giants news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now imagine how this would shake things up in the NFC East. The Commanders are trying to contend, the Eagles are still loaded, but the Giants making this aggressive move could tip the scales in their favor. If they manage to acquire Brian Thomas Jr., it's not just about adding a receiver, it's about transforming their entire offensive philosophy. With a weapon like him, the Giants could become one of the most explosive teams in the league, capable of taking shots downfield on every play and forcing defenses into uncomfortable mismatches. And let's not forget the draft capital involved. The Giants have been building through the draft and free agency, but this kind of trade signals they're willing to make bold moves to accelerate the process. It's a statement that they're not just hoping for improvement, they're actively chasing it. With Brian Thomas Jr. in the mix, the Giants' offense can finally become the vertical threat it's been missing, complementing their existing weapons and giving Daniel Jones more options that can turn short gains into big plays. In the bigger picture, this trade could also influence the division's balance of power. The Eagles and Cowboys are still the favorites, but if the Giants bolster their offense with a weapon like Thomas, they could become a serious threat in matchups that matter most. Playoff positioning, tiebreakers, and even division titles could hinge on whether Big Blue can pull off this bold move and get Thomas into their lineup. The NFC East has always been about grit, resilience, and big moments, and having a player like Thomas could give the Giants that extra edge they need to finally break through. As fans, we've seen the Giants go through ups and downs, but this potential move injects hope and excitement into the season. It's a testament to the front office's willingness to be aggressive and to do whatever it takes to put this team in the best position to succeed. If they pull this off, we're talking about a fresh new chapter, one where the Giants are not just rebuilding but reloading, ready to take on anyone in their path. The NFC East better watch out because Big Blue might just have a new weapon that makes them even more dangerous. And now, New York Giants fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the New York Giants. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest New York Giants news. This is one story you don't want to miss, and if the rumors turn into reality, it could be the start of one of the most exciting chapters in Giants history in recent years. Keep your eyes peeled, because big things are happening, and the Giants might just be on the verge of something special.